robot combat enthusiasts, to another electrifying episode of Havoc Rundown, the podcast where sparks fly, metal clashes, and the thrill of robot combat takes center stage. I'm your host, Justin, and we're diving headfirst into the heart of mechanical mayhem that is NHRL. From Titanium Titans to Steel Gladiators, Havoc Rundown is your front row seat to adrenaline-pumping world of robot combat. Whether you're a seasoned engineer, a casual fan, or just someone who loves the smell of bot carnage in the morning, you're in for a wild ride. Each week we'll be dissecting the latest bot battles, breaking down the strategies that led to the victory, and interviewing the masterminds behind these robot combatants. We're not just talking nuts and bolts here, we're delving into the stories behind these mechanical warriors and the genius minds who bring them to life. Expect exclusive interviews with NHRL's brightest stars, behind-the-scenes stories that will leave you on the edge of your seat, and expert analysis that goes beyond the arena. This isn't just a podcast, it's the Havoc Rundown. I'm not alone, though. Joining me this episode is... Some people say we are the same person. It's
Ryan, the mailman.
Ryan,
Hunter.
right?
Yeah. Well, you had to let the sound effect finish. I want you guys to say hello. So that's Ryan. She found her second calling when she put on a mascot costume. It's
Ashley, the exuberant Beckman.
Ashley.
Don't bother locking your doors because he can unlock them. It is
Thomas, the lockmaster. Carol.
Say hello.
Oh, hello. Don't bother locking your doors.
And don't piss him off because he will not back down in a fight. It is
Tony, the instigator. Baker.
Okay. So what this episode is going to be all about is getting to meet some of the pit desk. If you are an NHRO regular or someone who brings their bot, you will know that this is the team that brings you the pit desk. This is the team that gets your repair times done and gets you down to a cage and back up from a cage and all of that fun stuff. So that is what we're going to be doing today, trying to kind of get to know each of us here a little bit behind the scenes. I asked everyone to write a question for each of the other people that were not, they could be bot related if you wanted to, but more like not bot related, to kind of get to know the person behind the pit desk. So we kind of all did that. We came up with some interesting questions. The first thing that I wanted to start off with, though, is the beginning segment, which is the news. So the first thing that we have to talk about is the All-Stars Invitational, which is coming up on December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Everyone is excited for the Invitational, right? We're all ready to go?
I think it's going to be pretty fun.
It's just enough for a few
super
weeks to
excited.
hang out again. I'm ready.
Yeah, no, it sounds awesome. So this is an invitational event where pre-match flights will be taking place alongside an array of pit activities that will hopefully, but not guaranteed, to include RC racing, ant-white fighting, bot soccer, YouTube creators, and more. So that is some stuff that we're planning behind the scenes, but I don't want to guarantee any of those things, just wet the palate a little bit for anyone that is planning to come. The fights will be streamed from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. each night, and doors for spectators will open at 6. So that is the all-star event that is going to technically be, that's our next event that is coming up. So let's get into the main meat and potatoes, the main part of this episode, which is the interview questions. So the way that this is going to work is I have a list here in front of me of the person and then whose question they're asking or who they're asking the question to. I kind of did a little randomization here. So we're kind of going around the round table. And the first one up is Thomas, your question for Ashley. Sorry to put you on the spot, bud.
Oh, well. Ashley, if you had to choose a plant pot material to place plants around your house, and you had to pick the same material for all of your plant potters, what material would you choose?
I know this is going to be a good question. I would honestly choose EcoCast, and that's because it's super light. It's silicone and stone dust mixed with a little bit of resin, so it's super light. It's super pliable as well. It's actually what we made Cowbella's shell out of. Fun fact. But yeah, it's pretty sturdy. And it looks really nice. It finishes really nice. The pots that we have that are made out of EcoCast are like some of my favorites in my collection.
Is it a good armor material?
Yeah, we use it as armor for Cowbell.
So you use it for both your plants and your robots.
Correct. Multifunctional.
Sounds good.
So are we looking forward to some EcoCast robots in the future? Just people are going to hear this and go, That's the meta game. They're just gonna start eco-casting all their bots.
The new meta. I mean, I will say Soybeans did a really good job of splicing it in half, so at the right angle, it can be demolished.
Okay, awesome. So the next one I have up is, Ashley, your question for me, actually.
Well, because I have to go on the personal level, I want to know how Amber's feeling and how you guys are all excited about if you're being a family of 4, what you're looking forward to.
Okay. So anybody who's listening that don't know, my wife is expecting in March. We're having a daughter, a girl, so my daughter. Yeah, no, everything is going really well. We just did the full body scan, like the big, like hour-long one, so everything is good. She's measuring perfect where she's supposed to be. So, I mean, she does really good. She did really good with Logan, and she's doing really good with I don't want to say the name here because this is,
don't spoil it.
Yeah, she's doing really good. Everything is going really well. She's having it's really interesting because when she was pregnant with Logan, it was she was craving a lot of fruit and smoothies, and like she had like cravings, and then he came out, and now like anybody that's seen this kid eat will tell you he's a fruit fiend. He could literally like take a whole carton of raspberries and go through the entire thing within 15 minutes. Like, he's a fruit fiend. So I swear we spend half of our grocery budget on fruit. But it's really interesting. With her, she's craving a lot of starch. So, like, potatoes and, like, that kind of stuff.
So she's part Irish?
Yeah. I don't know. It's really interesting.
Well, if your daughter really likes French fries down the line, we'll know where it came from.
Yeah, well, it was actually interesting. When we were on vacation in Texas, we got McDonald's just because we had come home really late and it was whatever. So we got McDonald's, and she got a Big Mac. And she went to go take a bite. She took one bite of the Big Mac, and she was like, I can't eat this. Like, I don't know why, but this thing is making me nauseous. Like, I can't eat this. It's just those weird things that, like, the cravings that you have and the cravings that you don't have, and, like, I don't know, it's just the weird things that it does to your body when you're pregnant. So, but yeah, a little bit of tangent, but yeah, no, she's doing really well. She's on target for everything. So, I mean, I won't be probably at 1 or 2, most likely 2 events next year. So, but you know, all fun.
More robot family. It's okay. I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about it. Like, you guys can handle anything that's thrown your way, so it is perfectly fine. And also, Ryan and I might be building for January anyway, so it might be.
The plan is building for January right now.
Yes.
So we could get in before that period of the baby coming. So
yeah. Also, the new bot event, so we have more of a likelihood of going far. Yeah.
New
a
babies,
better fighting
new
chance.
bots.
So. Yeah, new babies.
Just put a pacifier on top of the bot.
Pacifier is a good bot name.
There you go.
Pacifier is an excellent name.
Pacifier would be on the line of like the entanglement, because pacifier has to be something that like is like holding or pushing them against the side of the bot, like something like that. It's got to be a pinning bot. It's got to be a bot whose whole purpose is to pin.
With a pneumatic thing in the middle that just pops out and hits you.
Yes.
Yeah. I've always wanted to make a punching bot, but making a punching bot in 3 pounds is so incredibly hard. So
I don't know. Kokoto did it in the ones.
Yeah. No, I know. We looked into, when we were first making Harvester, we looked into pneumatics and like how to get that to work in
and
3.
Remember, the pressure in the tank doesn't count now.
Yeah. No, that's definitely something that I didn't even think about before. But yeah, that's something we should definitely think about, because pneumatics is it might be a meta this year that people are going to tap into.
Yeah.
So okay. So the next question is mine for Thomas. Thomas question is: as a locksmith, you possess a skill that could be used for evil if you wanted to. With this in mind, what's something in the world that you would want to possess, and why, if you could steal it and get away with it?
Crime is bad. Don't steal things. You can make more money on the legal side. But that disclaimer said, though.
That's his disclaimer. I could get into anything, but just so you know, I think crime is bad.
I would definitely pull a Fast and Furious, and with 5 Honda Civics, pull up on a semi-trailer pulling a whole bunch of VCRs and CRT televisions and take all of them. Not because they're worth anything anymore, but just because I think it would be really fun to do.
That scene always gets me because of the fact that, like, you look at that and they're like, this is $1 million in stuff. And then if you look at it today, it's like, that's
This is a Goodwill
$100.
Yeah.
If you put a Goodwill sign on that
Donation.
same scene today, it
You're
would
probably still
be
expecting people to
completely...
take it.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we are coming around to the whole vintage age, like people wanting that kind of vintage technology and stuff like that. So, I don't know, maybe people might come
I
into
think the truck driver
VHSs that
would
they want.
willingly give
I
it away.
seriously hope VCRs don't come back. They were horrible to work on.
Well, I'm not talking about VCRs as a main way, because VHS tapes were just horrible quality as far as the video anyway. So I don't think they would come back as like a main way to watch something, but as like a nostalgic, like, oh look, I found a recording. Which you always have to be careful when you're looking at those. Oh, this is a recording off my parents' camcorder. Like, you want to be careful with that shit. But yeah, definitely want to be careful with that shit. Oh, and then the reversal here, Thomas. Your question for me is next.
Wow. So normally you get to spend all day yelling at people to bring their robots up.
Yeah.
But at this past Maker battle, it was Ashley and I that got to yell at you to get your bot up. How was it having to struggle for your repair window, getting everything all fixed within time, and being up for your fights?
I don't think you guys yelled at us once. We were like struggling for time once.
Oh, it was
Nope.
great. In the morning, they were trying to get those ESCs to work.
That is very true. Yes, we were having a little bit of trouble with some
We
of the
did.
electronics, but
We did,
got
but
that.
we never
Yeah.
came down to time. It
Oh,
was
no, we
never
were,
like.
we were yelling at you a lot. Yep.
Well, yeah, but you were yelling at us a lot because it was a funny turnaround of like us, like you were saying, it was a funny
We were
thing to like,
trying.
oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
epic.
We're usually behind the pit desk. We're usually the ones like, oh, get your repair time, but we're the ones competing. So yeah, it was a funny thing. I think it was more a joke. It wasn't. I don't think we ever came close
no,
to.
it was totally malicious.
Oh yeah, yes.
Like-
Well, you playing the
Yeah, I'm
heel,
such a
Thomas.
bad guy.
I make a very good bad guy.
well,
20
like I
minutes.
said, also we're probably going to participate in January. That's kind of the plan right now. So you guys can yell at us in January.
That'll be the
It'll
real
fun.
test.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have Jimmy come up to you and yell at you.
Yeah.
Jimmy
It is loud.
stands over you the whole time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, I know, and I'm sure he'd love to do that though. That would he would love, not in like an evil way, but just in like he would find it hilarious
Your
way. So
satisfaction.
yeah, we'll probably have like 30 minutes left, and he's like, "Come on, I need you to fight. I need you to fight."
Right now.
I could totally see him doing that. Okay, let's see. So the next question is mine for Ashley. Which my question for Ashley is, you are such an energetic and personable person, so I think you'd be give an awesome TED Talk. I don't know why this popped in my head, but like I thought about you, and I was like, she would be awesome. Like if she got really enthusiastic about something, like she would be awesome to be up on stage, like giving a talk about something. I don't know why this came to my head, but if you could create a TED Talk on any topic, what would it be and why?
That's such like a hard question because I feel like there's nothing that I could talk about. Because I feel like TED Talks are long, right? So like I feel like there's nothing I could
No, you
really
can do it in 5
talk
minutes.
about. Oh.
Yeah, there's really, really short ones.
Yeah.
Oh, well then that would be a little bit easier. I feel like I don't know. I still don't know what I would want to talk about. That's a hard question. I thought about this today and I was like, I really don't have an answer because I would maybe just talk about like being yourself because that's kind of where I've gotten, like how I've gotten far in life, I guess. And like
Okay.
why people see me for me because like I'm just myself no matter what the situation is. Like I'm real. I don't hide anything. I'll tell it to your face whether you want to hear it or not. Like you just kind of gotta be yourself. Like trust me, I've told some people about themselves this week. And like but that's just why I think that's why I am so like energetic and stuff because I'm a little person, but I just take it all and I just want to give it all out, and so everybody should do the same. Everybody just should be happy all the time.
I mean, I know, I don't know if it came across as a joke or not, but when you had that mascot costume on, like I could see you doing that for like the yard goats and like like actual mascot shit. Like that's how good you were. You just look so comfortable doing it.
I literally feel like I like transformed like into it and was just like.
What do you mean? That was Sparky walking around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you became Sparky.
It was 100%.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Yeah, I could totally see you doing a TED Talk and like just being yourself and just like doing your, and you know, that's something that a lot of people need to hear. Like that's something, especially nowadays, that's something,
Just
you know,
be
be
you.
yourself is like, yeah, no, that's a message that I can definitely see be a TED Talk. Like that,
Yeah,
that's along the
absolutely.
lines of, I don't know if you've ever seen like there's a whole TED Talk on the Superman pose and like why that actually works and shit. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but that's like the whole self-motivation, like, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a good motivational speaker, but I feel like I could say some things that mean things, I guess.
Well, that's why I chose TED Talk and not motivational speech, because
Fair.
I think there's a difference. A lot of TED Talks are not given by motivational speakers. They're given by people that know a lot on a subject, and they're not like trying to motivate. They're just trying to teach. They're just trying to share knowledge.
Fair.
So that was more like the TED Talk thing. It's not a motivation. It's not like you have to say yes. Like it's
Yeah.
not like that kind of thing. So
It's just to connect with somebody.
yeah. Yep. Let's see. Our next one is Tony's question for Thomas.
Alright, Thomas. You seem to be amazing at sales. You even sold Austin on the December event for NHRO. If you could remake any commercial for a company out there, what would it be and what would you make?
Okay, pause for a second. Tell the Austin story first, and then answer the question. Because I want anybody to listen to this to hear the Austin story first, and then you can answer Tony's question.
So at this past event at finals, I believe it was Chris from production. He gave me little papers to give out for free tickets to the tailgate party at December. And I was giving those out all day. I was giving them to builders that were already invited. I was giving them to people that weren't going to even be in the country for it. I had the idea that I need to give one of these to Austin. And the whole day, Ryan, Justin, Tony, Ashley, they're all like, you're going to get punched in the face. I'm like, no, this is like Austin's event. Like, why would you want to hear how great it is? So at the very end of the day, Austin's like running out. They're like, Thomas, this is your chance. It's like, Austin. Stops. I go up to him, I'm like, have you heard about this wonderful event we're having in December? There's going to be a tailgate, a Jumbotron, there's going to be food, beer up top, we're going to have crazy activities going on. It's just like, thanks, I'll be there. With a little bit of a smile. And
a smile.
I went back to that table, they were shocked that I was not disfigured. But no, I think it was just the combination of genuine enthusiasm and showing excitement for an event that he was kind of putting on, and I think that did it.
Yeah.
All right.
So what was
that's
the
to
question
answer
again?
If I could remake any commercial,
Any commercial.
Oh, there you go.
it's a very tough choice. It would either be ShamWow or OxyClean. Either one of those would be just as much fun to redo.
How
What?
would you redo the ShamWow commercial? You picked
What?
like two
Wait.
classic examples of commercials that are just like, I think Tony's like, oh, he's gonna pick a shitty commercial to redo. You're like, oh no, let me pick two of the greatest examples
Yeah.
of commercials.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make them better. You know who didn't make Austin smile? Actually, I don't know, but Vince, because he's in jail. And Billy Mays, because he never met Austin. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I thought you were about to say Billy Mays because he's dead, but okay.
No! I just wanted you to think I was gonna say that.
Oh, okay.
Thomas kind of has a little bit of the ShamWow guy look. Also, like he's got that going on. Yeah.
I haven't been to prison.
Also, ShamWow is another really good robot name.
Yes.
There's a really good robot name.
I'm gonna write.
Yeah, but you'd have to put like one of those drill attachments that has the bristles on the front, and that's like your active electric. Hey, it interacts with a bot.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
do damage, but it interacts with.
It's a
It just
squeegee.
cleans the
It'll clean
floor.
it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love your choices, Thomas. That's great. Now, would you star in the commercial? Because Ryan said you.
Yeah, no, I would be
Okay.
I'd be the main character in those commercials.
Okay.
Can you give us a little ShamWow?
I can give you a slap shop.
Do a slap chop. Okay,
Yeah.
here's a slap chop. Let's hear a slap chop.
Hi, it's Thomas here with Slab Chop. For only $19.95, you can get the Slab Chop. But call right now, we'll double the offer. You'll be slapping away. Slap, slap, slapping your troubles away. Look at this. You got 3 peanuts, slap, slap, slap. You got 5 peanuts, slap, slap, slap. You got 10 peanuts. Now look, we're going to make a dip. We're going to put in some avocado, we're going to put in some cottage cheese, we're going to put in some potato salad. Slap, slap, slap. Look at that. You got a perfect dip ready for any occasion. Who said you can't cook? You can cook. Slab Chop. Call right now.
Wait.
Yeah, that was excellent. Oh my god.
I wasn't prepared.
Oh, that was beautiful, Thomas. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Oh god. Let's Ashley, do you think you can follow that up with a question to Ryan?
No. This is gonna be the most boring question ever now.
What do you mean? It's a perfect question. It's all about how you say
Slap
it.
chop, slap.
Just sell it like it's an infomercial.
Well, Ryan, I want to know how's newly married life? How's everything now that you're back from the honeymoon? Have you learned anything new? Anything new and exciting going on?
Well, no. The honeymoon was nice. The wedding turned out really good. That was the day after the October event? September event. Pretty much no. It's been great. Learned most of the wedding stuff I learned is like having weddings really hard. And it's like a year and a half of planning for one day, and it's like half of your pay for a year for one day, and it's like it's hard. But when the day comes, it's like, oh, it started and it's over already, and it's done. Okay, cool.
I was gonna say, it's not even one day; it's like half a day.
Yeah.
It's like a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anyone that's gone through a wedding can just feel exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of lead up for like, and it's an amazing thing that you'll have like memories and pictures forever. But yeah, it's like a huge lead up for just half a day of stuff. So yeah, no, I get that. So is there anything different about being married? Do you feel different?
No, not really. I mean,
Taxes.
it's good to be.
Were you looking
that's coming up? Yeah.
Were you looking towards the door to see if?
No.
Sleeping now.
I was looking at the rabbit, who is currently now sleeping.
It honestly, it looked at you, were like, no, nothing, and then you looked at the door to see if Devin was there. No, nothing's different.
No.
I just have to mention for anyone that's just listening and not like watching, I'm not sure if I'll put the video up or not, but Ashley and Ryan both have bot shirts on, and I wish I had remembered to do that because I did not. Ashley's wearing Blackbird, of course. Tony, an amazing friend of the show, and Ryan is wearing a Bobby shirt, right? It's a Bobby shirt.
Bobby shirt. Yep.
Yeah. Wasn't he? Who is he paired up with? Someone turned around and was like, "Oh, Bobby's gonna die" or something like that for All Stars. Who is he paired up against All Stars? It was someone like really insane.
Sure.
Should have that information.
All of the groups are really insane for All Stars.
I'm sure Bobby. No. I'm sure he would agree anything's better than a drone flying around in the cage. But you know.
God, yeah, that's a whole other
Bobby has
thing.
Minor Threat 5 and Psycho in his group.
God.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think honestly, like Bobby is kind of meant for fighting those kind of robots, so I would be pretty happy with that if I was Bobby.
I don't think it was Bobby that commented. It was someone that turned around and commented that like Bobby was in a bad group or something about like Bobby was at a disadvantage. I don't know. I just remember seeing it, looking through that. I'm trying to say a nice word for our Discord, but looking through the Discord. Positive. Thomas, do you have a question for Tony?
Hey, Tom. With a stereotypical Italian name, you must know some good Italian restaurants. Of all the Italian restaurants you've been to, which one's your favorite?
With the voice and everything.
Well, to be fair, I live like a block away from Little Italy in Hartford, so we don't like. I'm not really a big fan of like the Italian restaurants over there, but the Italian bakeries, that's where it's at. Got Mazzucato's.
Which one's got the best cannolis?
Modern's got the best cannolis, but I think Mazzucato's got the best cakes. So
okay, I'm gonna write those names down.
So
those are not good.
Tony, can you say that second name again?
Mazzucato's?
I don't know why. Just out of you sound so natural saying that name.
Just flowed.
I'm not trying to get stereotypical here, but you're like, where's the hit taking place? A Mazzucati.
Here's the funny thing: like 2% Italian. That's it.
Hey, you got the best part of that 2% with the name.
And your last name is Baker,
Yes.
right? Like, it's just
Exactly.
there you go.
It's just perfect.
Oh, that's awesome. Definitely have to check those out. Hartford's a little far for me, but I'm there every once in a while. So yeah, Thomas wrote them down.
Yes.
Thomas wrote them down. He took
I'll do
notes.
it. In January, I'll bring stuff for Mazakai.
Okay, now you're making promises
There
you
you
better
go.
keep.
I can bring them. I'll bring
That
that
I'm
stuff.
definitely writing down.
There you go.
Okay. Tony, what about your question for Ryan?
All right. We know you're a mailman. Is it true dogs really hate mail carriers? And what's the craziest experience you've had delivering the mail?
Yes, it is true that dogs hate mailmen. It is mostly because they don't trust somebody who enters their property every single day, and we kind of really piss them off. Like, a lot of people think that the whole thing of like dogs hating mailmen is like, oh, but my dog is nice. No, your dog is not nice. I'm sorry. I don't know. The craziest experience was not with dogs. It was turkeys. I used to work in Stanford, and I had a route where I had to walk, and there was like these turkeys that lived in this section of woods, but the neighborhood I was working in was like wrapped around that section of woods. So all day long, I would be moving around in this neighborhood, and the turkeys would also be walking from house to house, and these turkeys hated me. They would come after me. I have videos on my phone of just these turkeys coming and running after me and gobbling at me. Worse than a dog. Like, they were trying to get me every single day. And I would even pull up the truck next to a house, and the turkeys would start coming after the truck. They were crazy. Yeah.
Do you think they would have tasted good if you cooked them?
You gotta wait. Before we move off of this, you gotta tell this story with the you just said people are like, oh, my dog's nice. That one that you just told about the guy who you had to move the mailbox.
Oh, well, I had to move the mailbox recently from a person's house because they basically their dog came after me twice, almost bit me twice. So I was finally like, okay, I'm going to talk to the person who lives here. And I went up to the door and knocked on the door, started telling the guy, hey, please, keep your dog on a leash. Otherwise, I can't bring you the mail. The guy got very angry with me and told me never to come onto his property again. So he no longer receives mail. Ever. He had to build a mailbox on the edge of his property for me to put mail in now. So, don't screw with your mailman.
Don't mess with the mailman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one up is my question for Ryan, which is, because we know you're a mailman and you see this every day, if you could design your own special edition postage stamp to represent your experiences as a mailman, what would it feature or depict, and why?
This is so hard though, because like,
why did I come up with all the hard questions?
I don't know.
Like, why are my questions so mind-blowing?
So the thing is, like, being a mailman, I'll tell you what. How about a positive thing of the mailman, and that is maybe it's like a mailman standing as like a hero that like we were supposed to be during COVID. Remember that time when everybody was like, "Oh, mailmen are heroes." Oh boy, that was a good. I mean, that's part of my job that I like.
50
is
minutes
that like no? Well, almost everybody likes. Besides that customer, almost everybody loves the mailman. Let's be real. Like, I mean, like, we're in your neighborhood every day, and we bring you your packages, we bring you your mail, we do that. People like the mailman, and also, I like that I don't have to explain what my job is to people, but people are very curious about my job because everybody knows what a mailman is. Whereas, like, for example, Justin's job is, like, he has to, if you ask Justin what his job is, he then has to explain to you, this is what I do in my job, this is what my job is like, oh, I work in an office. No, when I say, oh, I'm a mailman, people are like, oh, I know what you do, and you do something that I have to interact with all the time, and I'm curious about this, and I like this. And I like that about my job. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it would be a stamp, or maybe it would be like a unionization, like a union stamp, even though that'll never happen. But like NALC stamp, that would be pretty cool.
No, the perfect one would be the sunscreen baby that has the dog pulling, except it's a mailman with the dog pulling them.
Pulling on the satchel. I like that too. That's a good stamp.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the stories that you've told me about your job, I know one thing is that you are a staunch believer in unions and what unions can do. And I know it must frustrate the hell out of you to hear all the union issues and like the ways that company try and push down unions and make unions sound bad, because I know the positive that there is for mailman's unions and what the union does for you and like the positives that has come out of that. So
I mean, our union is completely different than most unions. It's super old, and it's connected to the government in a weird way that, like, for instance, technically it's illegal for us to go on strike, because the last time we went on strike, it literally shut the whole country down for like a week. But yeah, I mean, I love unions. I don't think I would ever work someplace without a union at this point. I enjoy it too much.
A special message from Havoc Rundown. Just love your unions, people.
Yeah.
Unions are positive. I don't mean to pile onto you, Ryan, and I did not realize that this happened, but the next question is also for you. It's Thomas's question for you. But then once you answer this question, you don't have any more questions. So there you go.
So you've been at NHRL for a while, and there have been a lot of changes over the years. But which change from a past event would you revert and bring back? Like some things like the pits downstairs or Gil's Nest or anything like that.
I miss Ian sleeping on the couches downstairs.
We all miss that, okay?
No, I mean, I love the old logo a lot better. The just red. I like that a lot better, and I really adored the old, like, the TV sets and everything like that. I really loved that a lot. I like that aesthetic. That would probably be my number one, like, revert, even though, like, I like the current logos, but, like, I really enjoyed the black with the red. I wear that shirt all the time still. My staff shirt for back in the day.
Well, as you all know, that I have learned, the new logo came with a new marketing pamphlet that, goes over. It wasn't just a new logo. It was here's a new logo, and here is our official font, and here is our official colors, and here's our official way to do titles, and here's our official. So it wasn't
that's every company. That's just how companies are. If you're going to do something official within the company, you have to use the company design language. So, I mean, like, that's just how it is. Yeah, I mean, I love most of the changes that happen nowadays. Like, I love the pits upstairs. I can't imagine how bad it was when they were downstairs, because we just started working when they were moved upstairs, basically. That was,
I think the event that they were moved upstairs, I think, was our first event. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And, like, when we moved upstairs, the pits were completely different from what they look like now, even. Yeah. Safety was in a different place. Everything was moved from where it was. There used to be the hangout lounge thing that mostly was where everybody fell asleep towards the end of the night.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, but I mean, all of that stuff had to move out of the way the more competitors we got. So it was a positive, positives with the negatives kind of thing. So yeah, no, I agree with that. I still have my shirt. I think I wore it yesterday. I should have worn it today with the old logo still on it. I think I have like two. I have so many fucking NHRL shirts. It's insane. But
lying around somewhere.
Literally, I think most every single shirt I wear is some sort of combat robotic shirt, whether it's a staff shirt or a specific robot or something like that. I'm pretty sure every single one that I wear is something to do with combat robotics at this point. And I am convinced that, like, somewhere down the line, having a original NHRL staff shirt is going to be, like, a really cool thing to have.
Right.
Of, like, oh, look, this is, like, only a few people actually had this shirt. from back in 2021 or 22.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely see that. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a really good point. So the tides are going to change now. Now, Ryan, you get to ask the question, and it's your question for Tony.
Okay, let me find my question for Tony. I have multiple screens going right now and everything. Tony, I think you're the only one that hasn't really even been interviewed that much or anything like that. How did you get involved with NHRL and combat robotics?
So, I actually went to school at the tech school, so I was in electronics and everything else when I was getting up through high school and stuff like that. So I've always liked robotics and computers and technology and everything else like that. And I had no clue NHRL even existed. I watched BattleBots and everything else like that. It was great. And then one time, one of my friends goes, "Yeah, they have combat robotics down in Norwalk." And I'm like, "Really?" So we went down to one of the events. It was really cool. And then I saw, I can't remember where I saw it, posting for, they were looking for people to work. I'm like, "Wait, you get paid and go play with robots?" Yes! That's literally how it ended up happening.
What was your first event?
Came to, I think it was January of 22.
Yeah,
I think that was the first event. That was the event I came to, or maybe it might have been November of 21. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was the finals.
I'm thinking we both started working. That we all started.
I started in
me,
April.
you, and Justin started working at pretty much the same time.
Yeah, I started in April of 22.
Yeah, I mean,
right. So because we fought in March of 22 and started working in April of 22. So yeah. So Tony was downstairs on the desk when we were upstairs the first time.
With the actual green lights.
Yep. Yeah,
because Ian sleeping on the couch.
So your first event that you came to might have been one of the events that we were actually fighting in, Tony.
Yeah, very cool.
So yeah.
So that's how it got into
Well, that's a little bit of a background of Tony. Tony, do you have a question for me?
Yes. So I know you travel a lot for your job. What's the furthest place you've gone, and what's one of the places you wish you'll be sent?
So I travel a lot. So for anyone that doesn't know, like Ryan was saying before, I kind of have to describe my job if I really want to get into it. My title is IT infrastructure engineer, which means that I deal with all of the back-end servers for the company I work for, which I work for one of the largest bicycle manufacturers in the world. And we have offices all over the place. The farthest one that I've ever been sent to was Rancho Cucamonga in California. That's the longest flight, like just straight across the country. Well, I don't know which one's actually farther because I've been to Seattle for work as well. Seattle might actually be farther.
Yeah,
depends on where. I don't know. Whatever. Seattle was my favorite because Rancho, I literally was out there for a day. I flew in, I slept a night, I worked for a day, I slept, and then I took a plane back. So, because it was literally, I was setting up hardware in one room because how small like that office is. So, but they needed it done by someone who knew what they were doing. So I had to fly out, set all the hardware up, and then fly back. Seattle, I was out for a full teardown of a server room that we had. So that was quite more time, but I also got 2 days to explore Seattle when I was there. And as well as one of my best friends for high school actually lives like 30 minutes from Seattle. So I got to see him for a whole day and explore Seattle with him. So that was an awesome trip. As far as where we have offices, we have an office in Osaka, Japan that I would love to go to. We also have an office that is being decommissioned at the beginning of the year in Lausanne, Switzerland. If anyone wants to look that up, Lausanne is a gorgeous town in Switzerland, like mountain views, like crystal clear lakes, like all of that. I would have loved to get sent there, but that didn't happen. But yeah, Osaka, Japan is probably the one that I would love to be sent to, where we actually have an office. We have quite a big office there, so
Japan.
I don't know, maybe one day. Sometime in the future, my supervisor works in the Netherlands. He lives and works in the Netherlands, so I need to go visit. So that's one of the trips I'm going to make at some point next year, is to go out and visit him. He lives and works in our Cannondale facility in Almelo, Netherlands, Almelo, Denmark.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's like an hour from Amsterdam. So, but yeah, that's my traveling. Yeah, I travel every once in a while to do hardware installs and server maintenance and server teardowns and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but that is my answer.
How about that?
Ashley, do you have a question for Tony?
You know, it's funny
I already
because
answered
I don't think Mr. Ryan read the questions because we were on the same page because we had the same questions. So,
I'm sorry.
It's totally okay. I guess outside of NHRL, like, why don't you tell us like a little bit about what you do? Like, you're a teacher and stuff, right?
So I taught for 24 years in high school. I actually left last November. But I still teach at college. I teach at Three Rivers Community College. So I still teach math there. And now I'm actually in publishing. I'm writing math textbooks for a company. So they pay me to sit at home and write math textbooks, which is absolutely awesome. Which means I get to do a lot of other cool things, like 3D printing and design and stuff like that too. So like it's much different than being in the classroom. I don't want to go back to a classroom full time.
Wait. So when Logan gets to that point in like high school, when he is looking at math textbooks and going, "Why the f do I have?"
Yes.
Sorry, I need to watch the swearing on this. I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna beat that. When he's looking at a textbook and going, "Why do I have to do this?" I can go, "Let me introduce you to Tony."
Like my college classmates all the time. It's like, "Why are we learning this?" And I tell them, and they're like, "You're the first person that's been able to answer that question for me." So basically, just say, because I said so, it's there. It's like because like I spent a ton of time working in the tech school, so like I figured out how math connects to being an auto mechanic and being a hairdresser and being in fashion design or things like that. So it's like, because those kids would ask, and I had to come up with an answer for them. So,
right.
I'm a person that loves math, so that like totally fascinates me.
Like I'm on my fourth. We wrote the Calc 1 book, which was 2 books, and I'm writing the second part of the Calc 2 book right now. It's been about a year that we've been doing this, and I'm ready to go on to something other than calculus.
It's actually interesting. There's a lot of math that I'm not really, I just don't get, like calculus and stuff like that. Like I just don't like doing it. Like I know how to do it, I just don't like doing it. When Amber was in college, she took, I think it was an accounting class, and she brought the work home from accounting, and she was trying to do this homework one night, and she's a lot better at math than I am. And she's looking at this textbook, and she's like, I can't do this. And I started looking at it to help her, and I'm like, why does this all click? Like, I'm doing this accounting work. I'm like, I don't like math usually, but looking at all of this work, why is all this accounting work actually clicking? Like, why can I do
it's applied.
this? It was the weirdest
thing. Like, it makes sense because it's applied. It's not just, here's a formula.
That was the thing. It wasn't all stories, but it was like all things of like, if you do this and this math, like it was all things. And I guess like you just said, like there's some kind of application thing there where my brain was like, oh, well, this is actually... It's not useless stuff. Like, this makes sense. Like, they want me to figure this out. Let me figure it out for them. Yeah. Okay, Ryan, why don't you ask your question for Ashley?
As a part of now a heavyweight or BattleBots team, do you have any plans for tunnel walks and maybe some merch for your new team?
Yeah, so currently we are working on merch. We are fighting at Destructathon December 9th and 10th, so Chad will be out in Vegas with half the team, while the other half will be in Norwalk at All-Stars. We are working on merch right now, so hopefully when I'm at All-Stars, you guys will be able to see at least what we will be wearing for our first round of t-shirts, and then hopefully I'll have some stickers and stuff as well. Big shout out to Anthony D'Ambrosia. He is working on those for us. For Proving Grounds and stuff, so I'm super excited. As far as tunnel walks and stuff, we haven't talked about it yet because obviously we haven't been like 100% approved and we don't know what's happening with like real BattleBots, but I have to imagine with everybody on our team, we're gonna have some crazy tunnel walks, and I'm super excited because like I'm super little and there's people on the team that are literally like 2 feet taller than me, so I'm like, we could definitely have some fun, and with Max and everything, like it's gonna be a blast, and I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys had a discussion about Manta yet? What to do with Manta if you guys get into battle?
No, not yet. But fighting Hypershock will be a good first test. So it doesn't sound like Vertigo will be ready. So we're fighting Hypershock. So that will be a true first fight.
Do you know if it's show Hypershock or is it
actual Hypershock? It will be regular Hypershock. They're like putting old Hypershocks together. It sounds like. It won't be Show Hypershock because Show Hypershock is bigger than regular Hypershock. So, but either way, Hypershock is Hypershock and is terrifying. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. That's exciting. That's awesome. I can't wait to see the merch and the stickers and stuff. I could always use more bot stickers.
Don't worry. We're gonna have some sent to Norwalk, so we'll see what we can do.
His computer is now doubled size.
And for anyone
with all the
listening,
stickers.
yeah, and for anyone listening that's going to be at All Stars, we will have Havoc Rundown stickers, a first run that Tony did for us, that look absolutely freaking amazing. So, yeah.
Oh, they're upside down.
Yeah, can't wait. So cool. Okay, Tony, ask your question to Ashley.
All right, Ashley. We know you were Sparky, and you were absolutely amazing. If you could be any other mascot in the entire world, who would you be and why?
So I honestly thought long and hard about this question, and I was trying to figure out who and like what would encompass like everything that I feel like is really cool in a mascot. And so I got down to college sports because those mascots get to go to every sporting event, right? It's not just, like Tessie, or it's not just one sporting event all the time. So I got to college and I'm like, all right. And then I was like, well, basketball, like they get to fly around and jump through hoops and all this stuff. But I'm a Yukon Husky girl. Like I grew up watching the Huskies. So Jonathan the Husky is 100% who I would want to be, because I feel like I would have so much fun, like with the cheerleaders, on the football field, like in the basketball stadiums, just like having a blast. So that's who I would be, 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah, I could see that. And you know what? It's a Connecticut team. You could totally do that. The next time they have like mascot signups, you should totally like.
I called my mom and I was like, "Mom, I think I'm gonna go to Disney and be a princess." And she goes, "You do you, Ash." Like, go.
So okay, which princess would you want to be?
Tinkerbell.
It's the smallest one.
If not Tinkerbell, Ariel, because obviously, like, I'm a mermaid. But yeah, no, right. I feel like Tinkerbell, and I loved meeting Tinkerbell the last time I went to Disney World. I feel like I could pull that one off really well.
Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Ryan, you have a question for me?
I do. What combat robotics tattoo would you want to get?
I've thought about this. I love the NHRL logo thing that I think Thomas has. There's a couple people that got the NHRL logo. Honestly, a Kraken tattoo, because Kraken is my favorite BattleBot and it has been my favorite BattleBot. I would definitely get a Kraken tattoo. That would probably be my answer. I don't know if it would be the logo or maybe just like Kraken, and like which I like OG Kraken, but like the new Kraken is awesome, but the OG Kraken is just like amazing. So, but yeah, I don't think it would be a logo or anything. It would just be, or maybe Kraken's logo, but it wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Not a BattleBots logo or an HRO logo. It'd probably be a Kraken tattoo. I think that would be really cool to have.
Yeah, I was thinking about this because when that came up, I think we talked about it a little, and since then, I've been thinking like, if we qualified a bot, and especially if I won a golden dumpster with a bot, I get that bot tattooed on myself.
Yeah,
and then like if we went on to go to finals and win finals, I'd put like a golden Brett on my shoulder or something like that, or on my bicep or something, and then that would just be like. If I was Jameson Go, I'd just have a sleeve, not like ears.
That was literally what I was gonna say. Can you just imagine Jameson just getting like a Brett every single time he has? It's like one of those like killers or something like that just gets like a tick every time they kill.
Yeah.
On your airplane, you put a mark for every other plane that's taken down.
That would be so cool to get like little like bomb stickers or something like that, and every time you win a match, you put one on your robot and be like, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so we got 3 questions left. First is mine for Tony. I think I asked all my other ones. We recently, anybody that did not see this in Discord, sorry, it was in the crew chat, so this is kind of an inside thing. But we recently saw you lose your cool bit, which was a surprise for me since you've always seemed like a really calm person. Can you think of one time in your life you've gotten the most frustrated at something, and what was it? What happened?
Probably the most frustrated I've ever been was actually with my principal at the time when I was teaching, and this was back when the CAP test. For some of you, if you were in Connecticut, you remember. So like a month or before, we're still trying to prepare our kids, and the tech schools go back and forth, so we only saw the kids for like another week before they had to go take the test for this. And the principal comes to me and goes, "Oh, we need the next 2 days. We're going to give this test to the students, a practice for the CAP test." I'm like, I got like 4 days with these kids to get them prepared for it. I'm not wasting 2 to give a test. And they're like, "Well, you have to." I found out that the test was actually given to another teacher 2 months before, and they never did it. Now the central office come down, "Well, we need these numbers. We need these numbers." So I'm like, "No, I'm not doing it." So I went into his office. I'm like, "I'm not doing it." And he goes, "Well, your kids are taking it tomorrow if you're here or not." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." So leave school. Now, at the time, I was the chair of like 5 major committees in the school, including professional development, technology, and everything. I wrote up every single resignation letter. I walked in the next day. I said, "Here you go." I goes, "I will teach my classes and do absolutely nothing else." He was like, and then at the end of the semester, at the end of the year, I transferred to another school. I'm like, "I'm done. Nope, not gonna happen." So it's like they ended up having to replace, like, basically when they replaced me, it was like 5 different people that I replaced doing all the different things that I did in that school. It's like, yep. It's like, nope.
Wow.
My kids come first. And that's the thing, like the same thing with this. It's like,
yeah.
I get very frustrated to go off when I feel my family and my people that I care about are being attacked, and that bothers me.
Yeah, that sounds like a sentiment that I think a lot of teachers would probably have a similar story, because it sounds like teachers get the raw end of the stick a lot of times. So yeah, that sounds about right. When I thought of that question, I was like, he's probably going to go to teaching for that. Either a student or some kind of administrator. And the last 2 questions are for Thomas, so I'm sorry, Thomas, that you're getting the crap end of the stick at the end of this. But Ashley, why don't you ask your Thomas question first, and then Ryan, you can ask your Thomas question.
Well, since we're talking about teachers, and I know Thomas is a student, I want to know how many different languages you actually know and are learning, and if you plan to do anything like specific with them for a reason. Like, are you just learning them for fun, or?
Let's see. So right now I can speak English, to Nihongo o benkyou shite imasu. I want to learn either Spanish or French next.
Don't learn French.
Well, French would be nice because I like to go up to Montreal, and like, if I can speak French, then they at least won't look as angry at me. And Spanish is useful because there are just so many Spanish speakers here, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be probably another year or 2 of Japanese before I bother with French or Spanish. Because even though the last time I took a French class was probably like 10 plus years ago, for some reason some of the French pronunciations are similar to some Japanese words, and I confuse them, so I got to give that a little bit more time. I don't know, I was always a horrible language learner in school. I mean, I was generally just not that good of a student because I could never focus on anything. So now that I've actually been able to like learn Japanese over the past like 4 or 5 years or so, it's kind of been like, oh, okay. At least I'm not completely broken. but when I don't know, I kind of just like, I went to Japan 2017, couldn't really speak much. I wanted to learn it when I went back eventually, which kept getting delayed. So I'm going to be going in October of this coming up year, and hopefully I can actually talk to some people this time.
That's awesome, because learning languages is really hard once you get older.
It's
so, like, that's really impressive.
Yeah, and Japanese is one of the hardest languages. Like, the military ranks them, like, on a scale of 1 to 4. And Japanese is, like, the hardest with, like, a few other ones. So, definitely not easy.
Well, I took French in high school, and I remember French is just not confusing, but I think the teacher used to describe it as, like, a bunch of vowels in a trench coat pretending to be a word. And
Oui, français, baguette.
So, French is one of those languages that you look at the word and you go, okay, there's like 6 letters in this, and then it's like, how is this pronounced? And none of the letters are actually pronounced at all. So that was difficult. And then finally, Ryan, do you have a question for our resident locksmith?
So, Thomas, I'm going to switch the one that I was going to ask into, because I've been thinking about robot names recently.
Mm-hmm.
What are some really awesome robot names? Especially since now we have seen how well you can actually improv. Let's brainstorm some robot names.
Do you want
really
like
quick.
Specifically lock-related robot names?
Whatever, yeah. Let's brainstorm some robot names that we haven't heard yet.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with the lock-related ones. Let's see. We can go with Lock Your World instead of Rock Your World. I don't know. It doesn't really hit too hard. breaking and entering.
Sounds good.
It's
I
kinda
like that.
that
I
could
like
be like
that.
a tag team with inside job.
Yes. Yeah. Weapon lock. What about weapon lock?
Weapon lock, that's a pretty good one. It would just be a padlock that locks around the opponent's spinner. I don't know if that's entanglement.
Release after
It
10
might be
seconds.
entanglement.
I mean, that's kind of my thing.
If anyone doesn't know if the thing is entanglement, it's you that doesn't know if it is entanglement.
I don't even know what entanglement is. Like, what do the rules even say about entanglement? Like, what's the definition? I haven't seen anything.
You're just gonna bring a bot and it's just called not an airbag.
That would be a good one.
Is there a pneumatic airbag? Is that a thing? Can you use pneumatics to make an airbag?
I can use pneumatics to make not an airbag. Oh man!
Instead, it's a tank that you have a thing so it ruptures at the right time underneath the robot.
It's just gonna detonate.
Put a little airbag under it and launches it into the air.
I remember when we were first thinking, I think it was before Harvester, but we were throwing around a bunch of ideas, and I think one of them was elephant toothpaste was something we were trying to figure out how to do.
That sounds not allowed for a robot.
Yeah, no, it's not. Silly string, like we wanted to do something with silly string and fire because silly string is flammable. There was a bunch of stuff that we were throwing around that we were trying to figure out if it would actually work or not.
Cameron and I talked about silly string at one point or another as well.
Yeah. The problem is as we've seen, I mean, Ashley, you have a lot of experience with this. Like, there's a lot of, I don't want to call them uptight, but there's a lot of builders that got mad about the glitter thing. Like, so,
Yeah.
you know, because if anybody doesn't know, Milk Tank used glitter a lot. Like, Ashley loved using glitter when she was a part of Milk Tank,
Yes.
and people used to get mad.
Yeah,
There's glitter in my robot.
People that find glitter in their shops. I'm sorry,
you're
guys. Casey Jeremiah, I'm not sorry.
Well, that was wonderful, guys. So that was all the questions that we have. That was an amazing conversation. We are going to do a new segment that I'm hoping to take into each episode, and that's called the Havoc Rundown Hot Take. This week's just a short conversation, few minutes. Anybody can answer this. We can go back and forth a little bit, just see how everyone feels. But do you think the change in bot weight that recently went into effect for the rules of 2024 is positive or negative, since it eliminates bots like Loophole and Booty Brigade, but it also eliminates 4 fun bots like Positively Hysterical? So is the new weight rules a positive thing or a negative thing, or I mean maybe something in the middle? Like, what are our feelings here about the new weight rule?
Tom Farkas is still going to create cool things.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change that. Kitty just needs to go on a little bit of a diet.
And I'm happy it gets rid of the loophole bots.
What?
I'm not a fan of it. Oh, yeah, let me go grab another 3-pound bot and go.
Yeah, no, I know. And we had, when that whole thing first went down, I know we had a whole huge conversation about it. And I know there was a whole thing about, like, oh, the higher-ups in the NHRL were really excited for loophole bots. And we were kind of trying to see it from the angle of the builders and trying to keep a level mind of it. And we're like, yeah, they might be excited, but there's a lot of builders that are not excited to have 3-pound bots coming at their bot. Like, that's not cool. But
unless you're Corey Nason, and then nothing matters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Greatest NHRL fight that's ever been done.
Ever.
Yeah. And then here's a hot take for me. He got shafted in November, but we're, that's just a judging thing that we're not going to go into. But that's my hot take right there. Yeah, in my opinion, I think Tom, like, I felt bad for Tom because, like, you could feel his frustration when that went into effect. And he's like, it was kind of like I know why you're doing this, and I know the door that it closes for other people, but hey, I'm also getting screwed here as well.
I think his frustration was more of people saying, but how come Paws gets to fight? And just dragging him in every argument. Where he just wants to build fun bots. He doesn't really care. He does care about people being like, but how about Paws?
Yeah, no, I think he could definitely do something for Paws, or he can bring something. I mean, Tom is an evil genius. He'll have something. He'll have something that he brings.
He's a genius. I don't know if he's evil, though.
I mean, he's a self-described evil genius. He's an evil in the
thing about him, okay?
He's a fun evil. He's not like a malicious evil. He's a fun evil. He's one of those people that I think would find it hilarious if he was turned into a heel. So I think he would love that.
It makes the builder think a little bit. We'll get new
he'll
designs.
figure something out.
I mean, you know, everything is gonna come up with something.
I'm in
new,
favor of
so
seeing all the new pneumatic
we'll see
bots.
what's next.
Yes.
Because I want to see things with pressurized air do wild stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely making me revisit the punching bot idea that we had. I had a whole sketch of it somewhere. I don't even know what happened to it, but we had a whole sketch of like a weight that just like punched. It was like an opening. It was like a 3-pound bot with an opening, and it was just like a slide, and it was literally just a punch. No, like you just go up to a bot, get it in a corner, and it would just
Another
like
cool
punch with pneumatic pressure.
Pop an
Or go with
airbag
the
out
jumping
underneath
bot.
your bot that goes under the bot in front of you, and it's launch.
No,
the bot
no
into the air.
airbags.
It's like you hit the thing and there's a...
Wait. So Thomas, Tony. So it's a
Yes.
flipper, but it can only flip once. But when it flips you once, it's gonna flip you through the top of the cage. So all I'm seeing is just it's a wedge, and the wedge goes under the bot. And as soon as it's wedged under the bot, you hit a button, and an airbag goes.
Wait. There's no top of the cage. This isn't Robo Games. This is NHRL. There's the top is there.
Well, no, I'm saying the pressure from the airbag is gonna send a 3-pound bot through the wood,
Yeah.
like through the top of the cage. Yeah, it's gonna be more than a roofing. It's just gonna be like there's just gonna be like the classic like Wile E. Coyote like the hole through the top.
I just can't believe
Top
airbags
of
are
the
still allowed. That's the most disappointing thing. It couldn't even get a rule made.
Yeah. Oh, you're disappointed that the Thomas rule was not made for you.
No, you know what? I don't think they've learned their lessons. I will make another airbag bot.
I think you should make the glass cannon lifter or the glass cannon flipper that can only flip one time. It puts an airbag underneath you, and that's it.
This is going to be a self-contained airbag.
Is it a flipper? Once.
It was a flipper.
Can you test your weapon? No.
No.
Can't test my weapon. So sorry.
What can a part detach from a bot? Is that
Yeah.
within the rules?
It's allowed.
You can't go over
Can it?
150 miles an
Yeah.
hour.
So-
If I remember, it's somewhere in the rules.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that you take a little wedge, you take a little thing, you put it under the bot, you back up, and then you. So it's disconnected from your bot. And that's literally I can see Thomas at the edge of the cage is like he backs up and he goes bye.
Detonates.
Wait. Technically if you had a bot that was just half full of it was like an ant weight with 2 pounds of ball bearings on it, is that technically too much arena fouling? You could just dump them in front of the enemy bot right into their weapon and see what happens, basically.
Oh, there was
This isn't
what
Home
event
Alone.
was it? No, there was an event that someone brought a drone, and the drone was supposed to drop iron filings, and there was a
Yes.
whole thing that
Yes.
Gil went off. Gil was like, he basically made a ruling right on the spot, like that they couldn't do that, but like he couldn't show it in the rules, like
What?
where they
I've
couldn't
heard
do
from
it.
the henchmen that it's
Right.
still
but I
allowed
don't
in
think
the
they're going to
rules.
approve any bot to
Yeah.
do it. Because it literally would destroy the motors
No.
in the other bot.
Of everything. That's why people hate
Yeah.
Vader.
Yeah. I think that was his thing. It was like a malicious intent entanglement, but like they were trying to argue against him that it wasn't entanglement. But like the whole point of dropping them was entangling
But
the
ball
motors.
should
So
be
I
fine.
don't
They're
know.
big enough. They're not
It
going
was
to get
something like
inside
that.
the motors.
Rubber balls. Big rubber
There you
balls
go.
like this.
You
Like
can
this.
just
ball.
bing all over the cage.
I mean, if Lynx is going around really fast around a cage and his spinner hits a bouncy ball, would it like impede him and make him, or would he just?
Honestly, with
Probably
how
not.
fast that's going, it
Yeah.
would probably make him fly off if he hit
Right.
a rubber ball. Yeah. And if you just drive your little wedge bot to just away.
I mean, if you make a bot like that, there's no other name but
Exactly.
Caltrops. You have to name
Yeah.
it Caltrops.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is my bot, Caltrops. It's definitely not entanglement.
Call
What's
it
the
definitely not
weapon?
entanglement.
What's the weapon? Oh, it's just a little
That's all it
door
is.
that flops open. That's it. That's the weapon.
Too soon.
Hey, it interacts. The bot interacts. It does. Totally does. Okay. I love hanging out with my pet family. We love working with each other. So, but that is all the time we have for this episode. We will be back. This is all of it. This isn't a guest thing. Like, this is everyone that's here is part of this podcast. It's not like you guys are guests. Like, we're all hosts. This is our podcast. So everyone will be back. But yeah, this is we have run out of time. And that, my fellow bot enthusiasts, wraps up another thrilling episode of Havoc Rundown. We have gotten to know a little bit more about the Pit Control crew. Before we sign off, a massive shout out to our incredible listeners. Your passion for robot combat fuels the gears of this podcast, and we're grateful for each and every one of you. As we power down for now, remember to subscribe, rate, and leave your comments. Let us know your favorite moments from today's episode, and share your thoughts on the world of robot combat. We love hearing from you. Stay tuned for more electrifying interviews, behind-the-scenes insights, and the latest from the National Havoc Robot League. Until next time, this is Pit Control Crew signing off from the Havoc Rundown. Keep the sparks flying, and may your gears always turn in your favor.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
And be nice to people on Discord.